10,000 labs that are set up in across the country. Out of 10,000, approximately 700 are there in Andhra Pradesh itself. Out of 700, 20 labs are present within Visakhapatnam, right? And all these labs have out of all these 10,000 labs, there are approximately 75 lakh students who are coming to these labs and doing a lot of tinkering activities. Have you heard about tinkering activities? Every one of us would have done a kind of tinkering activity, but we tend to equate that with experiments. Typically, when you go to any lab, say for example, you attend some physics lab, chemistry lab, maybe computer lab, what happens is they give a lot of experiments that you people need to execute. Maybe if you go to computer lab, they give certain programs, right? Every semester you have certain stipulated list of programs that you need to complete. When you go once in a week, you have a program, you run it, you show the output, that's it done, right? That's how typical labs work. But tinkering is a different kind of activity. Let me tell you. Let me tell you an example. Maybe when I was in my childhood, like I used to have a radio at my home which wasn't working at all. What do I do? What does lot of people do with that? We try to open it to understand whether I will be able to get the problem resolved or not, isn't it? While doing so, I will have messed up the entire thing, isn't it? That's quite common. We'd have done the same thing for lot many things, not just for radio. It could be anything. Maybe cycle, and we enjoyed it. Although we ruined the lives, maybe somebody might have been unhappy due to that. Could be parents, could be anybody. But we enjoyed tinkering with it, isn't it? That's what is tinkering activity. So there is a huge difference between experiment and a tinkering activity. These ATLs, we call this so-called Atal Tinkering Labs. We are not here to make the students execute not the experiments. It's about tinkering activities. So what does that mean? If I have electronic equipment in Atal Tinkering Labs, you are all freely dismantle it. And the reason, and whenever students enter into this, by the way, 6th standard to 12th standard students visit these Atal Tinkering Labs. For example, for your information, there is one Atal Tinkering Lab very near to this place, Sri Sarada Vidyanilayam, which is near to Satyam Junction. It has Atal Tinkering Labs. The labs are set up within the school itself. Okay, and within these labs, the students of that school, as well as any student who is under the vicinity of that ATL school, can freely utilize that Atal Tinkering Lab. This is not somehow this is not rightly communicated to the society, that you people have access to some kind of lab wherein you go, you utilize the equipment. The kind of equipment it has is like 3D printers, okay, and Arduino boards, Raspberry Pi devices. Government has given 20 lakh rupees of funding for each of these labs. Likewise, we have 10,000 labs. In AP, we have 700 labs. Understand the kind of infrastructure that we have in this country. For your information, when this entire thing got initiated somewhere in 2016, I think, our team, the Niti Aayog team was actually visiting US to understand the ecosystem of these kind of labs. And I think it was like one of the director of Intel who was discussing this initiative with our Niti Aayog executives. The discussion so happened, and our government officials communicated to them saying, yes, I think we need to create some 500 such kind of labs. And you know what they mentioned? The Intel director said 500. You know how many labs do we have in US? Any thoughts of such a kind of lab in US? Only 2 at that time. Only 2. Only 2. And our government officials were saying we will establish 500 such labs. Believe me, it's fast forward how many? Around 8 years now, we have 10,000 labs in India. Each lab having 20 lakhs of funding. Initially, 12 lakhs will be given. Out of 12 lakhs, 10 lakhs is for establishment, 2 lakhs is for operational expenses per year, Likewise, they will give it for 5 years. 5 into 2, 10, and establishment 10. Total 20 lakhs is the amount given to each and every Atal Tinkering Labs. Likewise, we already have 10,000 labs in this country. And now, students like these people, for example, you have a couple of students who are attending Atal Tinkering Labs. They are here, Hanish, Mohan, Rohan, all these people attend these labs. Okay, now tell me, now I'll ask you, is there any difference? Is there any difference in which, traditional labs are operating versus these Atal Tinkering Labs are operating? What do we do? While studying, we have a lot of engineering students here who visit, who go to labs, isn't it? What's your experience? I felt like, when I visit a lot of these engineering colleges, I understand that, somehow students are uh, compelled to complete this so-called stipulated experiment, which has a definite outcome. Okay, but Atal Tinkering Labs, so we don't have a definite outcome. I'm not going to say that you do this, these are the instructions, and this is the final product. No, we never define it. Who are we to define it? They're students, they're high school students, middle school students. We always think they have more creativity than adults, right? Okay, when I go and say you do this, they come up with something else. Sometimes it blows our mind. Reason being, they would have used much more creativity than what we thought. That's the beauty of this entire program. Okay, why am I communicating this to all of you people here? First of all, this is something to do with high school students. There is something to do with government. Why am I here? Let me tell you, these Atal Tinkering Labs are accessible to anybody who wanted to create a product. For your information, if you wanted to come up with a prototype, you are always free to come to Atal Tinkering Labs, get the prototype done. I have seen a lot of students who are thinking, where will I get the Arduino board? Where will I get the Raspberry Pi? Whatever it is. Where will I get the 3D printer? You have it in Atal Tinkering Labs. It is operational. A lot of students are right now creating a lot of 3D printed products within the labs itself. Except that it is not visible to the external world. But couple of people here know them, isn't it, Danish? So we got a lot of people to Andhra University, what is it? Hackathon program. I think once in 3 months, once in 2 months, we have this hackathon, right? And a lot of Atal Tinkering Lab students do attend that hackathon. And we have been looking into to understand, what kind of interest do they have in that area. Not just about the IT. IT is like the easiest way for them, for your information. Since the COVID times, what has happened is, although these Atal Tinkering Labs were set up in sometime around 2017, during the COVID situation, it so happened that because of these closure of these Atal Tinkering Labs, a lot of students resorted to software products which can be which can be done using laptops which are available at their home. So it so happened that Atal Tinkering Labs essentially became hubs for software related products rather than electronic gadgets and all that stuff. Electronic items are there, 3D printer is there, telescope is there. Students when their school is finished after 6 o'clock, they wait to watch this guy. Did we get that opportunity when we were in our childhood? I don't think so. A lot of people did not get that opportunity. Maybe I think could be some kind of international schools might have given one such sort of thing. Maybe some electronic components. Maybe one international school would have given, three at that time 3D printer was not there. Anyhow, a different kind of activity they would have done it, right? But now in one Atal Tinkering Lab itself, you have lot many opportunities that you can utilize. You people can freely come there, execute your idea, showcase the product prototype, and get connected to IICs. You have this Institutions Innovation Council within your colleges. Even Andhra University has an Institutions Innovation Council. Even an IIC is already connected to Atal Tinkering Labs. Each IIC has 3 Atal Tinkering Labs connected to it. Right? You people are free. The lab is freely available there. On behalf of the management of Sri Sarada School, I am inviting all of you people. You can come there, understand what kind of experiment that students are doing, why they are doing, how they are doing, and get to know that you can in fact add lot much of creativity to those products. Let me tell you, what happens is these students they sometimes what happens is they use a lot of instructions and quickly do it in one way. Okay, but that is called skilling because the same thing they have done it multiple times. Say for example, they took an Arduino board, they connected with some sensors, humidity sensors, and they are now able to gauge the water vapor or humidity at one place, and they can quickly take decisions using that. Because they have done that experiment multiple number of times, they are very much skilled in it. Okay, now you know what you understand the kind of ecosystem that we have right now. Just for one ATL, I will tell you an example of one ATL, Sri Sarada School, for example. You have various corporate partners for the ATL, Zoho, Dell, CGI, to name a few. Now the point is like what's happening is now we have showcased what kind of abilities that these students have. Now what happened is like we took some 100 teams to at Dell office in Bangalore. We made them stay there for 1 week, complete 1 week, morning to evening. They were there in within Dell Technologies campus within Bangalore, and they interacted with all the many of the employees. Now what happened is there are certain proof of concepts that they are doing within Dell Technologies, and they are ready to give them to Atal Tinkering Labs. That's the kind of transformation that these labs are doing right now. I'm not saying that these are all successful. What I am saying is this is a hub for failures. Let me tell you, this is a hub for failures. We communicate the same thing to students. This is a place to fail. Let us all fail collectively, understand why we are failing. It's not about success here. We enjoy failure. A lot of students try doing a lot of things. They spend a lot of time. Let me tell you, I have seen a couple of students who stay there. You can understand being a school outside. A lot of parents go and wait at 3:30 or 4 o'clock when the school closes, isn't it? Now in ATLs, that's not the scenario. What happens is students stay there until 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock and come do their experiments. And you know what? Even the parents are coming to ATLs and understanding what these students are doing within the ATL. Believe me, there will be a situation in near future where if you are living in an apartment, obviously it's a tendency like a lot of people could be busy with their office activities or what careers, isn't it? Say for example, there is one student, okay, he's your child, and you expect that your child needs to get a lot of skills from your vicinity. Don't you expect that? If my father is there at my home, I would expect my father to teach certain skills to my son. Don't I expect that? Everybody expects that. What if the scenario is in an apartment with say 10 houses, 10 flats? Why don't we expect some senior citizens who are like they're all already retired and they're expecting to have some kind of conversations with a lot of young people, and they do have a lot of skills which they have acquired since last 40 years. And why don't we have a digital product that connects these senior citizens with the younger people and they give the skills to these students? This is what is happening right now. We have been creating within the Atal Tinkering Labs, we have been creating the product with which we will be able to communicate that senior citizens whoever are interested in giving the skills to the younger children. Right? With that, whatever the skill they have, we identify the skills. We map those skills with the student that he is interested in. Then we'll make sure that that kind of skill is being propagated further. This is what is skilling, the tinkering way. I'm not talking about experiments here. Well, we have been doing experiments since a lot of years, right? So I wanted to be very clear here. I'm not talking about experiments which have a definite result. I'm talking about tinkering activities which we don't expect anything, like we will not have a solid outcome out of it. Anything can happen when I do such a kind of experiment. This is what is the difference between tinkering activity and an experiment. And with this, we get skills. Typical way of getting skills is like you acquire knowledge, right? And that when you utilize it, when you do certain things again and again, it becomes skills. With that skills, we get job opportunities. So this is the kind of framework that we have been building within Adult Tinkering Labs. Like, get the knowledge. You have a lot of ways of getting knowledge, isn't it? Not just teachers, not just YouTube. No, you have a lot of internet. That way, people can get knowledge. But you need to have a proper channel to channelize that knowledge into skills, right? That skill could be, say, stargazing, could be a skill. One of the skill could be like even swimming, for example, is a skill that we will ensure the student gets the right kind of interest into that. Or say, for example, coding. Coding is a common thing. There are a lot of people who do coding at 8th standard or 9th standard right now. Brand examples are people who are here right now in front of me, who got selected to Indian School of Business program. In the next week, they are attending this ISB program, wherein they selected 100 teams out of the country who topped this Atal ATL Thinkerpreneur program. Lot many people are. These just are two people here. There are lot many people. 100 teams across the country got selected to that program. Likewise, every now and then there are a lot of competitions are happening, and all these competitions are mapped to Adult Tinkering Labs. So see, this is the entire scenario of 10,000 Adult Tinkering Labs, the kind of innovation concept that is happening in the country. Are you aware of this? I'm here today to communicate that this is what is the ecosystem that is happening across us, and you people are very much welcome to come to Adult Tinkering Labs, execute whatever the concepts that you have in your brain. Don't keep them in your brain. Get them out, utilize them, try doing it. Take the help of the students. They are ready. There are a lot of students are ready within the Sarada school itself. I'm talking about not just Sarada school. I have a lot of other ATLs as well. You have ATL in Sri Prakash school. Okay, you have ATL in which one? Pratibha school, yeah, Pratibha school, and NSCL campus. We have another ATL. Like there's 20 ATLs within Visakhapatnam. You are free to go to any of the ATL, ask the concerned person that you wanted to do certain things, and come back to me if they are not agreeing. I know we have the ways in which we handle the scenarios. Come to us and we'll handle it. Right? Any questions?
Basically, ATLs are, how about in the rural areas? Is there something in the rural areas?
Yes, we have ATLs within rural areas as well.
Do you get it?
To be frank, I will tell you, as of now, I only gave a lot of positive points. Let me be frank on the kind of negative things that are happening there. Out of the entire 10,000 ATLs that are funded by government, I'm unhappy to say, but this is the truth, that not even half of them are actually functional. Okay, we are in the process of making those ATLs active. Every now and then we keep visiting a lot of ATLs and make them keep on making them active. Okay, especially in the rural areas, there are certain schools which are considered to be very unique schools, unique ATLs. Yes, there are. Say for example, in Sapavaram there is one Pratibha school. But right now, we said it. We have been spending a lot of time since last 2-3 months making it active right now. And believe me, the difference. If we wanted to tell the difference, today morning, from morning 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, students from Sapavaram school are right away, right in front, within this Department of Zoology, doing experiments in biotechnology. I'm there till 2 o'clock here. Now, a lot of people are there. In fact, 20 students. Out of them, 10 people are from Sabavaram rural area, where they have come here. They stayed here till 2 o'clock and completed their biotechnology experiments, trying to identify whether a particular substance has protein in that or not, or does it have any carbohydrate in that or not. So understand the kind of connection that Adult Tinkering Labs have with Institutions Innovation Council within the AE. That's an example that I can say.
The reason why I'm asking is I was very primarily in the rural areas. And we run a very unique school for 6 to 10. And I was trying to add a classroom after the anything from in end. Is where 80% of our alumni continue to stay in the village. They give them education, residential things for girls. talking about 96. Where girls are not allowed to go after 12 years. And then now we started getting, now girls have started getting polytechnical technical education classes. So this has taken about 15 years for us to actually get the girls to say, no, there is polytechnic, there is ITI that you can start to go in. But how do you create now such an environment where they are not left out for the technology aspects? That's better working on. If you're handling looking at a robotics IoT labs, and because they need to be start looking at startups, rural startups or rural India. That's where we need to get to. And that innovation has to start at the school level. Doesn't come at a bigger level. So trying to see if is it still on to get an AIC, Incubation Center at a rural area? I think it's called CAIC or something.
Yes, Atal Innovation Center.
Right.
Yeah.
So are we still open about it, or do you think, are you taking applications, or is it closed, or how does it work?
See, generally, it's open twice in a year. As of now, I think we just concluded before 2 months, and again, it should open again in another 2 months. Now, aim.gov.in, that's the website in which every time we also go and check, when the applications are open. ATLs for adult tinkering labs, it is now closed as of now. We have 10,000 labs already set up, and that was the plan. And that plan is over. Right now, we just had a communication again from government saying they are interested in setting up another 20,000 ATLs. But the formalities are not yet complete. It seems, the bill has to get passed from the parliament, from the finance department as well. That's the kind of stage where they are in right now. But what happened is, Atal Innovation Mission has if the state governments are interested in, are going to support this initiative by, I think, around 50%, by spending around 50% of the cost. Central government is ready to establish. That's what right now happened. For your information, since last 6 months, 500 ATLs got set up in Jammu and Kashmir with that initiative. Partly funded by state government, partly funded by central government. 500 such labs within Jammu and Kashmir.
Andhra?
No.
Well, let's go.
We don't have that initiative. I haven't heard about that initiative.
Right.
Yes.
So how they had conversation with the so this was about what is the vision of the government by setting up this what is the expectation?
So the expectation is about innovations.
Most of them are not functioning. So what are the other actions that we take to make it functional?
Right. So there are two questions here. The first question is that, but why did the government spend money on this? What is the reason for this initiative? The reason is outcome is innovations essentially. You know about this ranking, innovation rankings for India. I think I don't remember the exact numbers, but since last 5 years, I know it drastically went up. Okay, and that's the sole purpose, creating innovation. That doesn't mean that students within the Atal Tinkering Labs will do the innovations. That's not the prime reason. When they are given this scenario, when students are given this opportunity of utilizing the Atal Tinkering Labs, when they keep on doing these tinkering activities, they could eventually, when they go into their career, they could do innovations at any place, wherever it is. It doesn't mean they have to do innovations within Atal Tinkering Labs. That's not the aim of the government. The aim is to make them ready for innovations wherever they are, whenever it needs to be. That's the outcome that government wanted. Second point, what is the government doing for this initiative is right now, till now, till 2021, I don't think state governments were involved in this initiative. Now, since last 6 months, 8 months, the first one is like Karnataka, the second one is Andhra Pradesh. The state government is also involved in this activity right now. Our secretary, of the education department, he's right now personally handling this complete initiative. Well, yes. I don't remember the name exactly. This is in Amravati. Forgot the name. So right now they are handling this entire initiative, and the district science officer under the guidance of DEOs are right now monitoring the 20. Say for example, in Visakhapatnam there are 20 labs. They are right now monitoring all the 20 labs. every day I see messages, a lot of activities that are happening in these labs. That's what the initiative right now happening. So if this is successful with from Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, they are going to extrapolate it across the country. That's what is the initiative, right? And we have a concept of a hub and spoke model wherein one ATL is selected as a hub ATL, and there are around around 12 ATLs that are connected to this hub ATL, wherein each of these hub ATL will talk to will deal with or handle these ATLs to make them active. As I told you, there are a lot of ATLs which are inactive. This is the plan of action that is being taken here, right? This is happening right now in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. So the results of which will be fed up, will fed to other states eventually. Yeah, that's it from my side. Any more questions, please? No, nothing like that. Out of the 10,000 ATLs across the country, 7,000, approximately 7,000 are in government schools, 3,000 are in private schools. Nothing like that. They apply. I think they might have. I don't know the exact figures, but they might have that figure in their mind ratio. But whoever has got this 1,500 square feet of area, and there are certain stipulated specifications that have recommended, they can apply and get the ATL given to them. Very recently, I think DPS Gaju, steel plant. Yeah, they got it. Chaitanya Public School already. Total 20 labs are there within Andhra Pradesh. So the request from my side is please come down to Atal Tinkering Labs, utilize them. I have a lot of people as well. Sir has always given an opportunity for our students, to come to AU, to come to the AHUB, and they keep participating in the hackathons, and they are very much happy for that. Thanks for giving this opportunity to the entire Andhra University, as well as we are now extrapolating it to a lot of IICs. And we are showing this as an example in fact. I communicated this initiative to Atal Innovation Mission, and they're very happy about the kind of engagement that is happening. And there are plans right now to initiate this in multiple IICs, Institute of Innovation. Yes.
Like, I'm a parent, like, literally track the academics to the report card. So, once this ATL have any sort of parameter, so that people, the parent will actually know whether the child is progressing, or there's some improvement required, or those things. The progress tracking parameters that you are
No, haven't seen any such progress tracking parameter within Atal Tinkering Labs right now. Definitely not. Uh, but what we do is we gauge according to the skills of the student. What was he doing since last 1 year? What kind of tinkering activities did he do? What is the kind of skill that he acquired? And we need to expose him across the world. Say, for example, Sarga school students, for example, ATL students, earlier a lot of people did not even go beyond this stage. They got an opportunity to go and attend, or participate in international hackathon program. So with the skills that they have, we gauge them, and then accordingly we map to various competitions. That's how we are doing. Or else, I don't think there is a way for the parents to handle it. No, we don't have that, right? Good to have. I know we have plans, but I don't think they're fast tracking it.
because parents are too busy in their own, they need some like,
I think the days of report cards are over, truly speaking.
filling the gap between the parent and the student.
To fill the gap between parent and student, I would recommend this parent to go and sit in Atal Tinkering Labs along with the student and teach whatever things he has to other students. That's the best way of filling the gap. We keep doing that. We ask the students, whoever are waiting outside to pick their students, please come down to ATL and see what the other students are doing, what is the student is doing. So that is, I think, I personally feel that, because I myself do it. I take my kids to ATLs, make them sit there, teach to others, get knowledge from other people. That's the best enjoyable time that I have as a parent as well. Yeah. Any more questions? Thank you very much.